Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us for our live session to prepare for BGR and BGRi in West Lafayette this year in just a couple of weeks in August of 2024. My name is Craig Johnson. I serve as the Director of Orientation Programs at Purdue University, and we have a lot of information that we are excited to share with you so that we can get you prepared, ready to go for our move-in and programming for Boiler Gold Rush International and Boiler Gold Rush. How this session is going to go today, we're going to talk first with a few of our featured local businesses. These are great supporters of our work and have a lot of incredible resources available to our students and family members. And so excited to highlight them and see how you can engage with them as Purdue students. We're also going to have an in-depth conversation with one of our great colleagues in university residences and housing to talk about what to prepare for in the move-in process and the check-in process. And then finally, we will go through and do a high-level overview, a big reveal of the schedule so you can know specifically what to expect when you come to campus in just a few weeks. So we're going to get started with one of our featured local businesses, and that is University Bookstore. We have Jeff Sieber with us today. Jeff, thank you so much always for being a partner for our programs in West Lafayette. If you could tell the audience who you are, what you do with the University Bookstore, and what our folks in West Lafayette can expect from you this year.
Well, hi, Craig. Thanks again for having me. Thanks to BGR and to you and Purdue Orientations for including us again this year. My name is Jeff Sieber. I'm the general manager at the University Bookstore. And we are doing a couple cool things again this year with the orientations. The first thing is the students can all pick up their new student orientation tee from our main location across from the Union. And that will be during BGR week, and your leaders will tell you more about that. We're pretty excited because the leaders and the staff at orientation have come up with two really cool designs for you to choose from. And we'll also be handing out free mom, dad, and family tees during move-in days. You can find out more about that at the roundtables when you check in at BGR. So a couple cool things that we're doing, and always good to partner with BGR and Craig.
Yeah, well, and I know those mom, dad, family shirts are a hot commodity during move-in.
Yeah, we generally like to say while supplies last, because we tend to run out of sizes occasionally, but we'll do our best to keep those going and have enough for all the families involved.
Yeah, and so like just Jeff mentioned, part of our schedule is your team leader, the students will walk you over to pick up that shirt later in the week in BGR. So we're really excited about Jeff's partnership in that and getting us and getting you all watching a shirt to start your journey here at Purdue. So just quickly, how can incoming students and families connect with you outside of maybe going to the store? What are some other ways they might see you during their time at Purdue? And how can they connect with you if they're not on campus?
Well, they can always go to our stores. Like you said, we got one across from the Union at State and Grant. We also have one across from Mackey Arena on Northwestern Avenue. But you can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, at Purdue Bookstore and all those, and our website, purdueu.com.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Jeff, as always, for being a great partner supporter of our work. And the folks can see Jeff and many of his staff members at check-in when you come to BGR and to BGRi. So thanks so much for your time, Jeff.
We'll be there. Thanks, Craig. Thanks for having us.
We also have Carrie North from Purdue Federal Credit Union joining us. So Carrie, thanks for being here, and thanks for all that you and Purdue Federal do for us during the BGR and BGRi processes in West Lafayette. So tell us and the people watching what you're doing with BGR and BGRi in West Lafayette this year.
Greg, we're super excited to partner with Orientations again this year. We're excited to just help the incoming freshmen and their parents just navigate this next phase of life. So as usual, we are offering this exclusive Vintage Pete t-shirt. Whoops, let me see if I can stand up here. With every new student checking account that we offer. So we're excited about this. We've been having this promo go for a little bit now, and it's been wildly popular. So You will get that t-shirt if you open up a new student checking account with us, and that can be done online or in person. And you can pick up one of those t-shirts at one of our campus branches if you do open it up online. And those two campus branches are in the Purdue Memorial Union. It's a newly remodeled branch, so we're really excited about that. You can find us on the first floor, just around the corner from the ballrooms, and then also on Northwestern Avenue, right next to McDonald's. So that's another one of our campus locations.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So Carrie and her team will be at the BGRi and BGR check-in. So from the 9th of August through the 13th of August, you can stop by, say hello, say, I think I saw you from that video, and say hello to Carrie
My claim to
specifically.
fame.
That's it, right? So you can see them, and I can confirm that that new Union branch looks so great. It's just a
Thanks.
really beautiful place. So excited that you've got that new space there in the Union. So how can our parents and families and students connect with you even after BGR or before BGR and BGRi if they want to?
Yeah, so I mentioned earlier, or you mentioned earlier, that we'll be on site at BGR check-in. So we will have a table there where we will open accounts at our BGR check-in table. That's been popular in the past just because our campus branches do get pretty busy this time of year, but those are always open as well. You can always open up your account on our website. We have a lot of people do that as well. So any of those options are great options to connect with us. One thing I did want to mention is that we are, we've launched a new Vintage Pete debit card. So this has also been popular. So we're excited about that. And then in early August, we'll be launching new credit card designs that have Purdue, exclusive Purdue designs. So we're excited about that. And a lot of students take advantage of our Visa traditional card as just a great starter credit card for building credit.
Right. Well, and everybody watching, and certainly Carrie knows this, but the importance of managing your finances successfully and smart. Purdue Federal also has a lot of resources, educational resources that they have as part of their organization outside of Purdue, but also Boiler Financial Track inside Purdue. So you want to talk a little bit? I know I'm putting you on the spot, but anything that you would want to share about Boiler Financial Track as well?
Yeah, so we're excited. We partnered with Purdue on this program, and we just saw a need for financial wellness for students. So as Craig mentioned, Boiler Financial Track is the name of our financial wellness program. They have an office located in Reckwell, and so they offer like free one-on-one financial counseling for students. You can come in and bring whether you get an offer letter right before graduation, they can help set a budget. We also go into different classes and student groups and do different presentations there. So they're really just a free resource for students to help them just get on the right foot with their financial journey as they start their college career.
And that location is just right upstairs from where all of you will be checking in to BGRi and BGR. So you can stop by and see Carrie at check-in and then go upstairs to see the folks with the Boiler Financial Track. The Boiler Financial Track information is also in Purdue 102. So if you have access to that, which you will through December, you can always check in there for more information. But Carrie, thank you so much for you and your team, all the work that you do to support us, and we will see you in just a couple of weeks in West Lafayette.
Thanks so much.
We also have Vicki Wicks here with us from the Union Club Hotel. Thanks as always, Vicki, for being a great contributor to our work in Boiler Gold Rush. Can you tell the people watching how you are involved in interacting with BGR and BGRi this year?
Thanks, Craig. I'd love to. It is absolutely our privilege and honor to be welcoming everybody back to campus and all of our new students. Part of what we do here is we provide hospitality on Purdue's campus. So many of the events will be sponsored within the Purdue Memorial Union. And then, you believe it or not, we have a lot of guests who are staying over, a lot of parents dropping off their student for the first time. So we're here to make everybody feel relaxed and ready to start the new school year.
Perfect. And so Vicky and her team will be at check-in. So when you get to the co-rec, they will have a table there and be able to connect with you in all sorts of ways. But Vicky, could you share how our incoming students and families might be able to connect with you either before their arrival or even how they might see you after the start of the school year?
Absolutely. Well, a couple of things. We have a few treats for all our incoming freshmen. There'll be a coupon that they'll get at check-in at BGR that will allow them to get caffeinated at Leaps, our coffee house here at the Union Club Hotel. So we want everybody just to have a little welcome gift from us. And then we have two ways that they can interact with us this year. We have a contest with Leaps where someone could win coffee for a year. So all they have to do is follow us on Instagram or Facebook, tag us, and then get two friends to tag and post, and voila, coffee for a year. I don't know what else someone could want, unless we are offering our new spa is opening here in just a couple of days. And the students will have a chance to win a free Polished at Purdue Nail Club membership. So if anybody would like to get their nails done for a year complimentary, voila, just check out all the details. And if anybody wants to see us at any given time, you'll see us walking up and down the halls within the Purdue Memorial Union in the lobby of the hotel, greeting people, giving directions, and helping out however we can to support you and your staff, Craig.
Perfect. Well, Vicky, just for the people watching, if you've never been in the hotel or it's been a while since you've been in the hotel, what Vicky and her team have done over there is absolutely incredible. We're excited for the spa to come out this fall too. And Vicky, you've been tremendous and just always appreciate your work. So thanks so much again for being here. And to everybody watching, make sure you connect with Vicky and her staff or even just swing by the hotel and take a look at it while you're on campus.
Stop by. I'm sure you'll find a great place to study.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thanks again, Vicky. Appreciate it, and we will see you soon.
Take care.
And now we have Allie Goodrich from University Residences and Housing with us to talk to us all about the BGRi and BGR move-in processes. So, Allie, thank you so much, as always, for joining us for this. Allie is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to this. And so this is going to be a conversation with us to talk a little bit more about what you can expect for move-in and some tips and tricks to prepare for as we get closer to the day. So, Allie, can you just tell the audience who you are, what you do, and a
Sure.
little bit about how you work with move-in?
Absolutely. So thanks, Craig. Yes, my name's Allie Goodrich. I am a part of the Student Life Division, and shocking, but this will be my 24th Boiler Gold Rush and Boiler Gold Rush International, although International hasn't gone as many years. I've been around a while, so I guess I'm aging myself right out of the gate. I have been a part of student life my entire career, and I've worked in operations and in the housing and student employment area for many, many years. And Craig, my role really is to help bring a massive group of people together to plan and orchestrate not just the physical check-in process, but the move-in and the getting to campus and finding the right place to be and everything that goes along with that. So I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to share some good information with our audience and hopefully ease their concerns when it comes to driving campus, navigating campus, and just getting their student moved into their residential housing location.
Well, I can confirm that you continue to do that. You give people a peace of mind when we talk through this. And so, Allie, you've seen, like you mentioned, lots of probably success stories when it comes to people moving in, maybe some horror stories too. We won't get into those. But what would you say are some of the most successful items that people can do to make sure that their day is a success? So what are the keys to a successful move-in?
Great question. And there are a lot of things. We could probably spend a lot of time going through a detailed list, but I'll hit a few highlights. I think it's really important for our students to do the things that are out there on checklists and take the time to log into their housing portal, understand that they've got to upload their photo to get their Purdue ID, that they know how to scan the QR code before they reach the unloading area. Those steps in the process make it a lot easier and a more seamless way of not just arriving to campus, but physically checking in and then unloading and moving in. And I will use both of those words, checking in versus moving in, because they are two different things. But the biggest thing I would say is, aside from all of those checklist items, enjoy getting here and taking in that moment. There are hundreds of student volunteers during our official move-in times that are here to help you and to make the move-in process an experience. I would tell everyone, we've been doing this for a really long time, and I know the term a well-oiled machine has often been used, but we really do take the time year over year to look at what works well for us. Where do we need to improve in our processes? And we implement those things every year. And I just feel like we do get better. And our teams, your team, and all the folks in the housing side really work well together to provide an experience to our families and to our incoming students.
I could not agree more. It is a community effort, and it is all hands on deck, trying to make sure that the people watching are moved in well and make this place feel like it is a home for the next few years of their students' lives. So let's get into details. Boiler Gold Rush International. We move Boiler Gold Rush International, our BGRi students, in on Friday, August 9th. So let's talk about that process. What's the process for people moving in and checking in for BGRi?
Absolutely. BGRi is separated out just slightly because we do want to have that additional experience for international students and even for the families and parents that arrive during that time. The official move-in schedule for Boiler Gold Rush International is on Friday the 9th, and we will be hubbed in our Recreation and Wellness Center. Oftentimes it's called the Co-Rec or Rec Well. I'll try really hard not to use a lot of acronyms, but both the housing division and the BGRi team that you oversee will be over in the Rec Well. If you arrive by a shuttle from an airport, make sure if you're the student riding that shuttle that you ask to be dropped at that Co-Rec drop location. That'll put you right at our location for arrival. If your shuttle drops off at the Purdue West location, you simply walk, it's about 2 blocks. You walk on over to the Co-Rec. We will be there on that Friday, Craig, from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. And students, you will check in at 2 locations inside of the gymnasiums. You will check in and get credentials from the Boiler Gold Rush team. You will check in with university residences to get your room key and all of your information for your housing. And from there, you'll head on over to your housing location and be able to get settled into your room. So it really is kind of a one-stop shop right there at the Co-Rec. Now, I will mention, some of you might be saying, oh my gosh, I don't get to campus until 7 o'clock at night. That's totally fine. At 6 o'clock, we'll stop our operation at the Co-Rec and we will move all of our housing packets back to every building. So if you come in after 6, just head on over to your residence hall and we'll get you checked in with all of your key packet and information right at your residence hall main office.
I'm going to add something to what Allie just mentioned there. So she mentioned when students arrive to the Co-Rec, they get BGR credentials, we call them. There are a few different things that you would receive as a BGR participant. And the 2 things that are really important for us in the campus to see is what we call a neck wallet. So basically your name tag in a little thing you put around your neck throughout the week. It tells us that you're a participant, also gives us the ability to point you in the right direction so that we have easy access to who your BGR team leader is, what sessions you might need to go to, or just where you need to be at a particular time. So that neck wallet is something you would get. And then all students also receive a wristband. This wristband is our indicator to tell you where to go to eat and where to go to partake in particular sessions throughout the week as well. So as long as you're wearing both of those things throughout the program, both in BGRi and BGR, you're good for us. You're good to eat. You're good to go to sessions. You're good to participate in all of these activities. And both of those items are really important. And just two of many things that you would get at that check-in that Allie mentioned earlier.
Right. Absolutely.
One of the other things that you mentioned, Allie, was the on top of like the keys and all of that stuff, the mobile ID is something that we want to make sure that everybody's uploading. So make sure, this is a reminder, we'll probably say this a couple of times tonight, but make sure that you upload your mobile ID photo. Make sure that you download all of the things that you need to make sure that that ID is ready there and handy for you. You will use that to get into the dining courts as well. And so especially for our BGRi folks who may be traveling for 12, 15, 30 hours at times, you might want to check in and just go eat. And so just make sure you have that handy so that it's easy access for you, so you don't have to have any other barriers between you and getting into your residence halls and getting food as well.
And Craig, you bring up a good point. So that everybody knows, during our official times at the COREC, our campus card services will be available to assist students, especially some of our international students who don't yet have a US plan on their phone. They may have to do something different. I'm not a tech person, but they may have to get a US SIM card or do something to their phone so that their mobile credential can load properly. So I'm just trying to put folks' minds at ease. We will have support from our campus card services to assist if someone is having some tech challenges. I'm not the tech person, so I won't be at their table.
So Allie will be present and just defer to our friends with the mobile ID card to make sure that
exactly.
happens.
Yeah.
So that's all of BGRi, so that the parents and students are watching as well. We also have great colleagues on campus from the International Students and Scholars Office that, for our guests who are in attendance for BGRi, are doing a parallel program along the same time as students are participating in BGRi. So there are sessions throughout that series of days that are just for parents. There are some sessions that are for parents and students, and our teams work really, really closely with the ISS office to make sure that all of those things are happening for our great guests that are making the trip to drop their students off. So those are all of the things on BGRi. Allie, is there anything else that you would add to the international student experience here?
I think that what's really important, again, is that we know we have a lot of our international travelers that may have a hiccup in their travel plan. Please, please take comfort in knowing that our buildings are open, they're staffed. Even if you get in really late at night or you were delayed and don't arrive until Saturday, we are here to serve you and get you situated. Get yourself on that shuttle from the airport if you're coming in maybe from Chicago or Indy, and just, come and we will help you. Even if you arrive late, we've got you covered.
Absolutely. And when you think you might be arriving late, there's probably people arriving after you.
Yeah.
There are always people coming through all hours of the day. That's just the way travel is and the way everything else is. But I appreciate you emphasizing the fact that you'll come to campus, and when you arrive at your hall, if you're coming after, we'll welcome you with open arms.
Right.
So that's on Friday, August 9th. And then on Saturday, August 10th, we welcome all of our BGR participants Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So Allie, let's talk about BGR. How does the move-in process look? Because it is a little bit different than what our BGRi friends are experiencing. So let's talk about the BGR move-in process.
Absolutely. I want to emphasize here that we will, over the course of 4 days, assist our students in that check-in and move-in process, upwards of 8,000 to 9,000 people potentially. We have an incredibly large group of participants every year, and we are so proud to work with hundreds of our student leaders that literally volunteer their time to be kind of that welcoming committee at every housing location on our campus. And what I will tell you again, I go back to the fact that yes, there's lots of things in a checklist, but please take a moment when you're here to really enjoy and just look around and see what goes into getting everybody here. And yes, there is a method to the madness. We do schedule every single person a time to arrive. And we'll get into the details of that in a minute. But what I can tell you so that everybody knows, our first day of Boiler Gold Rush arrivals on that Saturday, the 10th, starts at 11 a.m. We are starting a little late on Saturday because we're also kicking off the international program that morning. So we've made some adjustments and we've given us another window of time. So 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday, we will start seeing our Boiler Gold Rush students arrive. Sunday and Monday, we are out at all of our building locations from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. And then on Tuesday, the last official arrival day for Boiler Gold Rush, we are outdoors from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. Now, if you are not able to come during those times, all of the residential buildings are open and available into the evening and even late night. And honestly, Craig, we do have a lot of families that choose to come in the evenings, maybe because of work schedules or travel constraints, things of that nature. We will be putting turn-by-turn driving instructions on the university residences move-in website. And I'm really telling you this for a reason. Everybody uses their Google Maps on their phone. Well, when you get to our buildings, the main entrance door might not be the unloading area. And so please check the website by early August and look at those turn-by-turn instructions. We want you to get to the unloading area, not necessarily the front door of a building. And so we work really hard to get that laid out. And we also work really hard at that assignment process. Those times are crucial. And Craig, you know why, but I'm going to tell the audience why. We can't have 9,000 or 8,000 or 7,000 people showing up at the same time because campus is in full operation. You know, a lot is happening, and we work very closely with our Purdue Police Department emergency management planning, and we work seamlessly together to ensure that we don't have massive traffic backups and problems getting to a building. And most people that have been on campus, maybe during the spring for a visit day or this summer, might also realize that there's some construction and some new buildings and maybe even a road closure. So we have to navigate and work around all of that. So I'm asking everybody to please look at those turn-by-turn instructions so that you get to the right place during your move-in time. Now, I know somebody out there is thinking, well, I got a time slot on, you know, whatever day at whatever time, and I just can't come then. As a student, you can log into your housing portal, and Craig, that student can look and see what other times might be available, and they can switch out. You know, maybe they're scheduled to come on Saturday, and their family works on a Saturday, and they have to come Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. They can log into their portal and they can look and see if there's other times available for the building that they're assigned to. And so that also helps give the student that choice, but it keeps us within the parameters of how many vehicles can we actually manage at any unloading location at any time during our operating hours. Does that help to answer a little bit of that physical move-in part?
Absolutely. And I'll just double down on a couple of points that Allie mentioned. Regardless of your arrival, if you've been to campus before, you may have a general familiarity of where things are, but there's always progress in construction. And like Allie mentioned, there might be roads that maybe look different. If you haven't been to campus in a few years, maybe the road names have changed, or if you haven't been in several years, maybe they're going a different direction than what you're used to, right? And so those turn by turns are going to be the most updated, not only to reflect how to get there, but specifically during the BGR move-in process, where to go, where the people who are ready to help you unpack are going to be located to make your life a little bit easier. And also, I'll add here that not only do we work with our Purdue University Police Department, but there are police officers from around the city, around the county, around the state that come in to help the operation of this. It is a large operation, and we would not be successful in that operation without our support network. And during this process, the support network goes far beyond the confines of Purdue University.
Absolutely. And honestly, Craig, it's not quite as big as orchestrating a home football game, but it definitely takes a village. And we are so fortunate we have officers from surrounding counties that come and do this every year with us. So they're very familiar. And please, if there's an officer directing traffic a certain way, please follow their direction. They are the ones in charge of that. I want to make a couple of points here and kind of loop back a little bit to the move-in times. Folks, please know we are not limiting you to only being allowed to be with your student for 30 minutes. That time slot is the time to unload your vehicle. We will guide and direct you to where to park after you're done unloading, and I'll actually speak to that here shortly. But we will tell you where to go park, and then you can come back and forth. Maybe once you've got all settled in, you realize, oh my goodness, we should have picked up these 3 things at the Target or what have you. You can go and do that, then go back and park, and then walk back to your student's residential location and help them get settled in. We're not limiting your time. We're just simply giving you a time so that we can get you unloaded. And please know this too. Most of our locations, aside from having all of these amazing student leaders that are there to help you, many of the locations have carts and equipment that you can unload and roll stuff in. The key to a successful move-in at this point, folks, is that your student has scanned their QR code. They definitely have their mobile credentials set up, and they will physically check in at their residence hall the whole time during Boiler Gold Rush. They will walk on over to the co-rec to still get their BGR credentials, but during BGR, residence halls will be at the halls. They will not be over in the co-rec. That's the key difference between BGRi and BGR.
Yeah, so for those folks that are moving in on the 10th, 11th, 12th, or 13th, even if you are a BGRi participant that, your travel gets delayed like we talked earlier, or for whatever reason, you just can't come, you can't swing coming on the 9th and you're coming on the 10th, you must go to your residence hall first.
Yes.
The BGR folks will be waiting for you at the co-rec whenever you are ready to get there. Once you've unpacked and settled down and everything else, we will be there for you. But go to your hall first so that you can get unloaded, you can get your key, you can know where you live, right? Like the basic foundation, like Maslow hierarchy, like food, water, shelter, that shelter piece, go to there first. BGR is not food, water, BGR, right? Go get your housing stuff, make sure you know where you're living, unpack a little bit, and then come over to us in BGR so you can get all the things ready to go for the program.
Yep. Craig, I want to toss something in here since we're talking about unloading cars. Roommates, please talk to each other. Please don't both bring 2 refrigerators or 2 microwaves. First of all, you can only have one of each of those in your room, but please communicate with your assigned roommate or roommates. Make sure that you're coordinating what to bring. And for families, parents, caregivers, I will tell you, don't overpack. Students tend to want to bring, everything, including the kitchen sink, and then they wind up not needing or using all of those things right out of the gate. I've seen all kinds of folks come in with significantly large trucks and U-Hauls and all kinds of stuff. But at the end of the day, I'll go back to what Craig said, food, water, shelter. Students can maybe bring stuff the next time they go home and come back. Just be smart about what you're packing. There is all kinds of great lists, and we'll talk about that here shortly. but we've got some great lists of what to bring, what not to bring, things of that nature. So just be smart in your packing. And if you do have to bring 2 vehicles, we do permit that. And we ask that you kind of drive, together into the unloading line so that we can get both sets of vehicles unloaded at the same time.
Well, Allie, you've provided a really great overview of what to expect. There will be a lot of people around campus, not only those moving in, but I hope that you can discern based on what Allie and I have shared that a lot of supporters, a lot of the student leaders who are current students volunteering their time, as Allie mentioned, to help you unload, the police officers, the campus safety folks, the Res Life staff members, the housing staff members, the custodial and operations teams. It is a well-oiled machine, as Allie said earlier, and we are ready for your arrival.
Definitely.
What I will say, adding on to the food and water piece of the food and water and shelter. So when you get to campus and you check into your residence hall and then you come to the BGR check-in to get the neck wallet and the wristband, like I mentioned to you before, that essentially gives you access to food at that point forward. So when you are moving in, if you are a university residences student and have a contract with university residences, that first day of move-in, you will have access to meals. And even if you are living off campus, if you are an off-campus student, maybe you're local and commuting in, maybe you're not local or you're just choosing to live off campus, all of these other things, they're about 10% of the group that do live off campus. Your food starts on that day too. So you may move in at a date that works for either the landlord that you're leasing from, or if your parents have told you to switch rooms and you're moving to a different room, from home and commuting, you can still access food on the first days of BGR. So for the BGRi students, if you're local or commuting or off campus, the 9th is still when you have access to meals. Same thing for BGR. The 10th is when you have access to meals, even if you're living off campus. So I just wanted to make sure that you have that. And then, like I mentioned, this is the 3rd time now, those credentials are going to be key for you to make sure that you're into the dining courts. That plus your mobile ID is the trifecta to make sure that you can eat throughout the duration of the programs.
Yeah, and Craig, I would also suggest again, we've got so much great information on our websites. Dining actually has a mobile app that shows every one of our all-you-care-to-eat dining courts, what the menus are, the hours of operation. So you can look at those things online or load the app on your phone. That helps a lot. And for families, parents, and caregivers that are coming, you can dine with us also. We accept debit and credit cards at each of our dining court entrances. And if you want to go, grab a lunch or a dinner with your student the day they arrive, you can do that as well. So we are fully open and operating by the time we start the international arrival program, and we just keep going all the way through.
When students arrive to their residence hall, there will be a little sheet of paper in there. There'll be a few sheets of paper in their rooms, but one of them specifically is going to tell students and parents where they should and could eat during the move-in period as well.
Right.
So not only all of the resources there, I will also mention that we'll talk about this as well. The Purdue Guide mobile app is your source of truth for the BGRi and BGR schedules throughout the week. So in the final details message for students, which will come in early August, students will be able to access the Purdue Guide. Parents will as well. Just follow the same directions. You don't need login information to access that schedule. And so that will tell you where to eat. That will tell you all of the sessions that are going on throughout the week, and just be the great central resource hub of all things related to BGRi and BGR. So look out for that. The Purdue Guide mobile app is where you can find all of that information for the programs. So
Awesome.
we're talking about preparedness now in a different way. So we've talked about move-in now for a few minutes. Let's jump back to the basics. Like, we've only got a few days before these folks move in. So what should we plan for? What are some things that we need to do to help further ensure that we have a successful move in and start to our journey?
Hey, Craig, I've got a really good one. Every student has to go into their portal once they receive their housing assignment and their time slot, and they are 100% taking the time slot they've been given or they've made the change. Every student must print what we call a move-in pass. Please know this is not a parking pass. Parking is a whole different deal on Purdue's campus, and there's A, B, C, and specialty passes and what have you. The placard, it's an 8.5 by 11. It does not have to be printed in color, but that placard is so incredibly important for a couple of reasons. Number one, it helps all of our emergency folks and police to see it up on your dashboard to know that you're in the right place at the right time. It also has really valuable information for the student and for everybody out here working and volunteering. It has information like a contact phone number, just in case you happen to leave your car in the unloading area unattended. We can call the rightful owner and say, please come and move your car. We don't want to get into a situation where we can't unload other people because we've got cars left there unattended. That is not a parking pass, because we do have parking that is labeled ABC, for example. We have worked with our parking partners on campus, and we will have designated parking for everyone. Very specifically, halls and residential locations to the west side of campus will utilize the McCutcheon parking garage. Oversized vehicles and buildings in sort of our central part of campus will go and park at the north lot of our co-rec. We have another garage called University Garage where our buildings furthest to the east will go. It will be outlined on our website. It will very specifically say, and all of our great helpers, they are trained and they know if you're moving into Shreve Hall, they know to tell you where to go park. Or if you're moving into honors, they know where to tell you to go park. So please, please print the right time slot move-in placard. And if you have two vehicles, print it twice. We are asking that you please display that on your dashboard so our police officers, our traffic folks, all of our students and staff get you to the right place. Again, super important. Okay.
So that is certainly a detail we need before the move-in process. We've said this one to the mobile ID card. Just make sure that you've uploaded your photo. You've got that. Please don't wait until the 7th of August or the 9th of August to upload your photo and see if it lands. Use this time, we're getting close to the end, use this time to make sure you're uploading that photo so that you don't even have to worry about it in the car ride up here. It is ready for you to go so that when you arrive, you can just show the card, swipe in accordingly, because you will need to use that a couple of times during the move-in process. And also, like I mentioned before, to get fed during the week of BGR. So you don't want to miss out or be delayed on any of that as well. So those are a couple of the Purdue related things for prep. I will also share that Purdue 102, the encouraged deadline to complete Purdue 102 is August 1st, but that course is open between now and when it was launched a few weeks ago and the end of December. And so if you need to go back to this throughout the fall semester, that and Purdue 101 are open for you. So yeah, okay, I did this in May and June, but I have completely forgotten. Well, that has happened. Cool. Well, you have this now in Brightspace where you can go back and refer to these resources and other services that are available at Purdue. So those are three big Purdue items that we want to make sure that you are taking care of: printing the parking pass, making sure your mobile ID is locked and loaded, and then making sure that you also complete Purdue 102. What are some other things, Allie, that we should prepare for before we arrive to camp?
I think that an important part of before you arrive, again, is communicating with your roommates and making sure that you're not doubling up on things that you are bringing. If you want to elevate your beds, that you go to the bed loft location on our website and get that arranged ahead of time. I want to touch too, not so much on preparing, but when you're here, you know, we often get this question, Craig, well, can my whole family come with me? You know, I've got 6 siblings, or grandma wants to come. We don't discourage you from limiting who comes with you, but I want to make sure everybody is really well aware. There's a lot of people that are going to be in the hallway, getting into the rooms, things like that, and bringing lots of things in. It is tight. So we try really hard to be logical in that process. We don't typically assign roommates at the same time, because if you get families for both in one room at the same time, it can get crowded. But we don't limit you. We aren't going to say, oh, you only have, 4 people and we said to bring 3. It's not like that. But we want families to also know that at some point, it is hard to let them go, but please let them be a part of those activities with Boiler Gold Rush. Let them learn to navigate the campus and acclimate to being a student on campus. And that's kind of the prep work of getting to the point of arrival. Trust your students. They are very smart. They are ready. I've now got my 3rd going into college, and every experience has been different, but let them navigate and let them figure it out. They're very, very bright young men and women who can make this work. And moms and dads out there, don't panic if you don't hear from them. Oh, I think my camera just got a little funky. I don't know if I look pink on the screen now. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. See, I told you I'm not a tech person, but I got the pink to go away.
But you fixed it. It was now you're giving people the impression that you can fix anything here, Al.
I don't know. I'm not going that far, Craig. I lost my train of thought. I think that I think what's really, really important is, again, that we get to the point where we can say it's okay to get our kids in school. These students are bright, and they are going to do great things here. And they've got an amazing support system on this campus. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Don't panic if you don't hear from your son or your daughter every day. Trust me, I can tell you, because I've done this. It's okay if they don't hear from you or you don't hear from them, but maybe plan and agree that, hey, let's touch base on Sunday afternoons, or once they get into their classes and navigating what their day and their week looks like, pick a time. And for students, let me tell you that moms and dads do like to hear from you. So extend some grace to your parents, especially if you're the first one going to college. But kind of talk that through before you ever get here to agree on what is a good schedule for communicating, things like that. Students that are watching, don't leave your parents ghosted and wondering what the heck is going on the Purdue campus and where you are. Kind of get that in order before you arrive. That's been a nice key to a successful move-in, is having that communication, but not every day and not ever. Find a good balance.
Well, Allie, as always, you have provided a lot of tremendous, great information for our folks to navigate. And I am really excited for all of them to start arriving here in the next couple of weeks. Our housing and university residences team, as Allie mentioned, have been doing this a long time. We have seen a lot of evolution in the way that we've done it, the number of days, the number of students, the number of buildings, and we've seen it, and every year it seems to just continue to get better and more efficient, and just with the sole goal of making sure that we're supporting our students. And so for those of you that see Allie during the week, tell her that she's great, and she is now your tech support as you see things come through. So Allie, thank you so much for being here and helping us talk through the moving process.
Absolutely. Thanks, Craig, for having me. And really, it's not me, it's an entire team of people. So we are excited to see y'all soon, and boiler up.
Now I would like to go over the BGRi and BGR schedules. So we'll show you the schedule, sort of a high-level overview over the next few minutes, but you can download the Purdue Guide app. And on that app, if you search for Boiler Gold Rush 2024 in West Lafayette, you will be able to see in full detail the BGR and BGRi schedules. This is also going to have a full intro of all of the different open house events. For example, we've got dozens and dozens of campus partners and community partners that are doing things throughout the week. So while I might talk in more high-level details here over the next few minutes, you'll be able to go to the Purdue Guide mobile app and check out all of the details for the whole week. So let's get started with Friday, August 9th. That is officially our first move-in day for Boiler Gold Rush International students. We'll be moving in and checking in BGRi students from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. As a reminder, remember what Allie had said earlier, BGRi students, if you're arriving during this time, you will go to the co-rec first, the France Cordova recreational facility. We will give you your name tag, your wristband, your neck wallet. Students and guests are welcome to attend this as well. And there'll be tons of other offices and businesses there as well. Some of the folks that you heard earlier, just a few minutes ago, Parent Family Connections, our International Students and Scholars Office, everyone is going to be there ready to check you in. And then once you get your key, once you get all of your little swag items and the things that you need to participate in BGRi, you'll be able to go to your residence hall for those that are living on campus so you can officially move in. So that is the majority of what is taking place on Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Then on Saturday, August 10th, we start in the morning with an event called Meet the Teams. That's where our BGRi students are going to meet their team leader for the first time. So our team leaders are undergraduate students that we've hired to basically lead our students around for the whole week. So we have over 550 team leaders and an additional almost 150 student staff members that are supporting the logistics, supporting the operations, and the team leaders are going to be guiding new students around throughout the week. So this is the chance, the Meet the Teams event, for students to meet their team leader. Team leaders are also going to be sending an email to students ahead of the program. So make sure that you're checking your Purdue email account to not only get information from faculty, staff, and other offices on campus, but to get in touch with your team leader. That'll happen about a day or two before the program. Also on Saturday, August 10th, right after Meet the Teams, we head into the BGRi opening ceremony. This will be for students and guests in Elliott Hall of Music. And then there'll be a lot of other things happening around the lunch period. In the afternoon, students will be able to attend the BGRi Regional Mingles, where we start to connect you with other students from your area of the world that are attending Purdue. And then we cap the night for both students and guests with the Boilermaker Cookout sponsored by PACE. And so our friends at the Purdue Alumni Student Experience put on a really, really great event for us at the Slater Center for the Performing Arts, and that caps our night on Saturday, August 10th. On Sunday, August 11th, we have a lot more panel and informative session discussions. The first one right off the bat is International Students and Scholars, ISS. That office gives an overview of what to expect from their team, and it gives you the opportunity to ask some questions as well about how they can support you as an international student. We also have a student leadership panel to hear from other undergraduate students, to hear about their path at Purdue, hear about how their transition affected them, and how you might be able to learn from their experiences. We'll finish in the afternoon with a session called Navigating Culture Shock for students coming to the university. Whether you're coming from a rural community or a metropolitan area, if you're coming from out of state or in-state or international, as is the population here for BGRi, There are a lot of things to navigate as a new student. And so our BGRi groups will talk about navigating culture shock, led by our lovely team supervisors, other upperclassmen, undergraduate students that are facilitating that session. We'll end the night with an event called Trivia Night on Campus, where we have a great show and have the opportunity for students to win some cash as well by answering some trivia questions. So that'll be on Sunday, August 11th. On Monday, August 12th, we kick off the morning with a Banking 101 session. We shift into a conversation about academics in the United States, and then finish the day with two sessions. The first is Safety at Purdue, facilitated by our colleagues in the Purdue University Police Department. That session is open for students and families. And then we close Boiler Gold Rush International officially on the evening of Monday, August 12th, with a closing ceremony that'll be for students and guests as well. Tuesday, August 13th is available for international students to do any transitional items. They may need to go to the store or go to the bank or just rest, and all of those options are totally fine. Nothing scheduled formally on that day, but that is an option for international students as well. It is important to note, too, that the International Students and Scholars Program are facilitating a parent welcome program. You can find more information on their website for that event as well. So while BGRi is taking place, BGR Move-In is also taking place. BGR Move-In, it happens starting on Saturday, August 10th and through Tuesday, August 13th. Similar to BGRi, we will be in the co-rec for that, where students will come to the co-rec this time after they go to the residence hall. So if you're living with us on campus, you will go to your residence hall first if you're participating in BGR. Then you will come to us in the co-rec to get all sorts of goodies and check into the program and meet some other campus and community partners. Then that night on Tuesday, August 13th, you will meet your team leader for the first time, head to dinner together, and then we cap the night with an event called BGR Kickoff. This will be in Ross-Ade Stadium as long as the weather is good and clear. And the first 30 minutes of this event will be live streamed to parents and family members that are watching from home. So this event is only for new students. No parents and family members are expected to or asked to be there. So once you move in your student, you are good to go from the BGR perspective. And then we will send the link out on YouTube. You can find it. Find us on the Purdue University Orientation Program's YouTube. We have a channel there, and then we'll also be posting this information on our Instagram, which you can follow us at All Aboard Purdue. So that'll be Tuesday night, our BGR kickoff event on the 13th of August. Then on Wednesday, we have a full day of activities as we do the rest of the week. We start with a public health and safety session to learn more about how you can be well, not only as a pedestrian walking around campus, but also some tips and tricks on how to live independently and navigate resources and being a student and safe and healthy during your first semester in your time at Purdue. For our transfer students, we have a couple hundred transfer students that attend BGR as well. These are students that have been to another college or institution and have decided to transfer over to Purdue. We put those students into transfer-specific groups and assign them to a team leader that has a couple of years of experience as a team leader. And we also have a transfer student welcome. So this will be specifically for the transfer students participating in that program. A couple of minutes ago, I referenced campus open houses. This is one bullet point here on the slide, but it is dozens and dozens of different things happening during this time. Again, a lot of campus offices, a lot of community partners and campus resources, all will be opening their doors or finding a space on campus to try and welcome you and offer some things for you, not only information, but maybe some swag items or for some giveaways or some other fun things happening. So it's an opportunity for students to walk around campus and get to know the different offices and partners that are in the community. We also finish the day with an event called Slater Slam. We have a couple of student bands and a lot of things happening at the Slater Center for the Performing Arts. That'll be our nightcap on Wednesday. The last bullet point here, it says traditions tour, t-shirt pickup, and more. These are just a few examples of things that happen in between the margins. So we have these different sessions that are happening throughout the day. There's also tons of different unique experiences that you get with your team leader in your small group of students going through and navigating campus. So these are just a few that are happening on Wednesday, but just know that even though there may be 4 or 5 things on the screen, there are tons of other things happening throughout the week of BGR. Let's shift over to Thursday, August 15th. We kick things off in the morning with our Diversity the Boilermaker Way session, facilitated by our colleagues in the Office of Diversity and Inclusion and Belonging. In the afternoon, we are led into a conversation about freedom of expression and freedom of speech on campus. Some more campus open houses as well. So if you didn't get to those on Wednesday, you can get to these on Thursday. And then Thursday night is sort of a choose your own adventure where the Purdue women's soccer game kicks off their season against Washington State. And then there are also several other events happening around campus. More to come on those, but you can check it out in the Purdue Guide app, and certainly your team leader will guide you in the right direction as you navigate Thursday night. On Friday, we're getting to the end of BGR already. We kick things off again in the morning with an academic success session and faculty panel where you learn a little bit more about what to expect in the classroom and how to prepare, how to study, how to manage your time, how to manage your schedule, and hear from some faculty members as well that'll talk you through what to expect as a student and how you can build a faculty and student relationship. In the afternoon, your academic college, whether you're in the College of Science or College of Engineering, College of Liberal Arts, or the College of Education, or all of the other represented colleges, they are hosting their own welcome program for our Purdue students. That'll be held in the afternoon. And then one of our most popular traditions on campus is the Fountain Run. And our students will participate in a program called Fountain Fest. This is supported by our friends at Purdue Federal Credit Union. It's a great event. You'll be able to go through the fountains with your groups and then engage in a lot of other fun activities. That is Friday night. And then last, but certainly not least, on Saturday is when we start to wrap up BGR. We kick off the morning with our wellness session called Wellness is You. We go into the Be Involved Fair right after that, which is an opportunity to meet and connect with student organizations and other local businesses. And then we finish our night officially sending off BGR with an event at Ross-Ade Stadium again, weather permitting, where we will conclude officially Boiler Gold Rush. That is the end of BGR is just the start of your Purdue experience, though. And so on Sunday, while there are no formal BGR events, there are lots of other things happening. Different departments and units may have events happening throughout campus. There's also the opportunity to meet fraternity, sorority, and cooperative life. And then several optional religious events are happening for BGR participants on Sunday as well. And then, of course, Monday, August 19th, the start of classes. So we hope that BGRi and BGR prepares you well for it and that you are maybe a little bit tired. Maybe you've walked around campus a little bit, you've gotten your steps in, but then you can get ready for your classes on Monday. So that is the overview of the BGR and BGRi schedule. Just a few last things before we close that I want to share with you as reminders to do before you get to campus. We've talked through a ton of information tonight. We've got through some campus and community partners. We've talked through the move-in process. We've even gone through the schedule. And so now I want to leave you with just a few things that we want to make sure that you do before you officially arrive in just a few days. So the first one is complete Purdue 102. This is step 3 of the All Aboard Purdue orientation experience. You did Purdue 101, you met with your advisor, and so we want to make sure that you review the content in Purdue 102. As a reminder, you'll have access to this throughout your first full semester. So by the end of December, you'll still have access to it. So let's say you get sick or something and you're like, I remember that I learned about this in Purdue 102, but I can't remember where to go. You can always go back and to Brightspace and take a look at the resources there. So make sure you do that, complete that before your arrival. We also want to make sure that you're continuing to check the My Purdue portal and the new student task list specifically, and finishing any outstanding new student task list items. We also want to make sure that you upload your mobile ID photo. And so we need that photo to get approved so that you can use it during dining and move-in pieces. So make sure you do that. There are a lot of students that still have yet to complete the mobile ID photo upload. So please, please, please make sure you do that today if you're watching, and get it done as soon as you can before your arrival. If you're living with us on campus, we also want to make sure that you review the move-in website. That is going to be the source of truth where all of the information lands. You never know what can happen over the next few days. And so any sort of information related to move-in times and locations and those maps that were referred to earlier as well, all of that can be seen on the move-in website. The last two things for you is check that Purdue email account. Hopefully you've gotten into the habit of checking that periodically throughout the summer. That is going to be where a lot of your not only staff and faculty members communicate, but where we get important information from Purdue University as well. So put an app on your phone, make sure it's bookmarked on your browser that you might have on your phone. Whatever you need to do to get in the habit of it, keep checking that email account regularly. We will also have our team leaders send you an email right before BGRi or BGR, whichever program you're attending to first. And so check that email so that you know where to go and have all the details ready to go before move-in. The last thing, and this is for everybody, follow us on social media, Instagram specifically, at All Aboard Purdue. We've been posting a lot of great things over the summertime, and we'll certainly have a great plan to continue to post things throughout August. So make sure you're following us there for all sorts of information related to BGR. We hope this session has been helpful. We are really, really excited for you to get to campus in just a few short days. If you have any questions for us, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Student success programs can be contacted via email at studentsuccess@purdue.edu. And otherwise, we will see you in just a few days. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you soon.